What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Andrew Tate, known for his controversial remarks about women, has also weighed in on the recent situation involving Ilya and his wife. Tate took to Twitter to share his thoughts, writing, "These happily married guys always wake up one day and realize women simply can never be trusted ever, no matter how nice you are to them, how much money you give them, or how high your status as a man is. Men are in love, women are in business." Tate continued, "I don't know Ilya, but what I do know is that women lie. Innocent until proven guilty is a principle I stand by, but the reality is that women lie, and men often pay the price." His tweet quickly gained traction, sparking debates across social media. While some supported Tate's view, others sharply criticized him for generalizing and making sweeping statements about women. This is not the first time Andrew Tate has made controversial comments, but his timing, given the sensitive nature of the ongoing situation involving Ilya, has caused an even bigger stir. Fans of both Tate and Ilya are divided on the issue, with many finding his words to be damaging and out of place, while others agree with his cynical view on relationships between men and women. The ongoing drama continues to unfold, with several major figures in the MMA world offering their opinions on the matter. As expected, this latest twist has only intensified the discussion surrounding Ilya's situation, with people both defending and criticizing the parties involved. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Belal Muhammad has shared surprisingly high praise for Khamzat, despite their long history of tension and public back and forth. In a recent YouTube appearance, Belal spoke openly about Khamzat's future and suggested that his wrestling is strong enough to translate well beyond his current division, even up to heavyweight. Belal explained that Khamzat has the kind of grappling base that does not rely solely on size, but on control, balance, and pressure. According to Belal, those attributes are exactly what allow elite wrestlers to succeed when moving up in weight. He said that if Khamzat wanted to, he could compete at light heavyweight or even heavyweight and still be effective, especially if he sticks to his wrestling-heavy approach. Belal also touched on the complicated history involving fighters from Chechnya and Dagestan, noting that there is obvious background there and that some matchups may never realistically happen because of it. Even so, he acknowledged that Khamzat has been calling out Pereira and said he would be excited to see that fight if it ever came together. However, Belal expressed doubt that Pereira would accept that matchup, pointing out that Pereira has already been talking about moving up to 205 pounds and possibly beyond. If Pereira does go up in weight, Belal believes it could open the door for new matchups at light heavyweight, including a potential clash between Jiri and Khamzat, which he described as a very fun and entertaining fight. Belal continued by reinforcing his belief in Khamzat's wrestling, saying it is more than good enough to handle much bigger opponents. He referenced a recent video where Khamzat was seen picking up John Jones during a training exchange, using it as an example of his raw strength and explosive power. While Belal made it clear that training clips do not equal actual fights, he still felt it showed just how physically capable Khamzat really is. Overall, Belal's comments painted a picture of a fighter with nearly limitless options. Whether Khamzat stays put or eventually moves up, Belal believes his grappling will always be a major weapon. The praise was notable, especially coming from someone who has not always been on friendly terms with him, and it added more fuel to ongoing discussions about Khamzat's long-term future in the sport. Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev is catching heat after calling for what many believe would be an easier matchup against Kamaru Usman. Since his most recent win over JDM at UFC 322, Islam has repeatedly mentioned Usman as a potential opponent, and that call-out has sparked major backlash across the MMA community. A large portion of fans argue that Usman is no longer relevant in the title picture and should not even be ranked at this stage. Others have shifted their criticism toward Islam's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, accusing him of pushing the matchup for financial reasons. Ali manages both Islam and Usman, and rumors suggest he could earn a significant payday if the fight were to happen, which has only added fuel to the controversy. Now, in a surprising twist, Belal Muhammad has openly criticized Islam and Ali, accusing them of avoiding the real #1 contender in favor of a safer option. Belal said that when he looks at the welterweight division, the fighter who has truly earned a title shot is Michael Morales. He pointed to Morales remaining undefeated and finishing a dangerous opponent like Sean Brady as proof that he deserves the opportunity. Belal claimed that the narrative around Usman is being planted intentionally, suggesting that the idea of Usman as the next challenger is coming from management rather than merit. He stated plainly that Usman would be an easier matchup for Islam, noting that Usman has fought only once in the past 3 years and currently sits at 1 win and 3 losses. Belal added that even with his own recent setbacks, he still believes his overall record stacks up better. He also criticized fighters who turn down bouts, saying that refusing fights should not earn anyone a title opportunity. According to Belal, his comments are not driven by hate, but by looking at the division objectively and rewarding fighters who stay active and take risks. He emphasized that consistency and competition should matter more than name value. Belal went on to say that if Morales does get the title shot, then a fight between himself and Usman would make the most sense next. He reiterated that he has been asking for that matchup and remains open to it if the UFC decides to go in that direction. As expected, Belal's comments triggered strong reactions online. Some fans accused him of turning his back on Islam, claiming that Islam could have taken the belt from him long ago, but chose not to. Others called Belal fake and hypocritical, pointing out that he once called for the fight himself and is now publicly criticizing Islam instead. The situation has clearly divided opinions, with loyalty, rankings, and matchmaking all being debated at once. As the welterweight picture continues to shift, tensions between fighters, managers, and fans show no signs of cooling down anytime soon. Moving on to another news. Arman continues to show no signs of slowing down as he sharpens his skills in training ahead of his next appearance. The lightweight contender recently shared a clip that quickly caught attention across the MMA world, showing him grappling with Olympic freestyle wrestling gold medalist Zorbek Sidikov. The intense session highlighted Arman's commitment to pushing himself against the highest level of competition available. The footage comes as part of Arman's preparation for an upcoming ACBJ bout against Pimblett. Known for his relentless pace and technical depth, Arman appears fully locked in as he fine-tunes both his wrestling and submission defense. Training with an Olympic champion like Sidikov only adds to the credibility of his camp and signals how seriously he is taking this matchup. Pimblett enters the bout with a strong professional MMA record of 19 wins and just 2 losses. 10 of those victories have come by submission, underlining his dangerous ground game and ability to finish fights once they hit the mat. He is widely recognized for his high-level wrestling and jiu-jitsu, which makes this contest particularly intriguing for grappling fans. With both athletes bringing elite skills to the table, the clash promises to be a technical battle rather than a reckless brawl. Arman's willingness to test himself against world-class wrestlers suggests confidence, discipline, and a clear desire to continue evolving as a complete mixed martial artist. Moving on to another news, it appears that Alex Pereira will not be getting his wish to compete on the highly anticipated UFC White House card. Despite the buzz surrounding the historic event, the reigning light heavyweight champion now seems convinced that he will not be part of it. UFC CEO Dana White has repeatedly stated that official matchmaking for the White House card will not begin until at least February. Even with that timeline, Alex appears to believe the door is already closed for him. On Tuesday, he posted a message on Instagram alongside a photo with Dana White that strongly suggested he has been ruled out. The caption read, "Looks like the White House is a no-go," instantly sparking conversation among fans and media alike. The event is scheduled for June 14th and is expected to be one of the most unique cards in UFC history. Alex had reportedly been hoping to secure a spot on the lineup, with rumors circulating about a potential clash with John Jones. That matchup generated massive interest, but for now, it looks increasingly unlikely to happen, at least on that stage. Part of the uncertainty may stem from Alex's strained relationship with the UFC in recent months. Tension grew after he unexpectedly tweeted that he was retiring, while also taking shots at the promotion. At the time, Alex claimed his account had been hacked, suggesting the post was not written by him. However, months later, he admitted that the message was intentional, which raised eyebrows and caused friction behind the scenes. Since then, speculation has followed him regarding his standing with the organization and how that might affect future opportunities. While Alex remains one of the UFC's biggest stars, moments like that have clearly complicated things. For now, it seems the White House card will move forward without him, unless circumstances change closer to February. Until then, Alex Pereira's next move remains uncertain, and fans will be watching closely to see how his relationship with the UFC continues to evolve. Moving on to another news, Nassourdine Imavov appears to be a front runner for a future UFC middleweight title fight against Khamzat, but it is not a matchup that excites everyone involved. In fact, the idea of the fight has caused concern within Imavov's own family, particularly his mother, who strongly disapproves of the pairing. The hesitation comes from cultural ties. Imavov and Khamzat both trace their roots to the Caucasus region, and because of that shared background, they are viewed as brothers by many people from that area. According to Imavov, this makes the fight emotionally complicated rather than competitively thrilling. In the eyes of his family, it is not just another matchup, but two men from the same roots being asked to face each other. Speaking in a recent interview with RMC Sports Combat, Imavov explained how the situation unfolded at home. He said, "It is difficult to fully understand unless you are familiar with the mentality of the Caucasus Mountains, where the idea of brotherhood carries serious weight." He shared that an aunt of his called his mother to speak about the fight, despite knowing nothing about MMA. Her message was simple and emotional, saying it was not a fight that should happen and that two brothers should not be fighting one another. Imavov admitted that this reaction made things complicated for him and Khamzat, even though though neither of them truly has a choice in the matter. He emphasized that there is no personal animosity between them. On the contrary, Imavov described Khamzat as a good guy and someone he genuinely appreciates. He even credited Khamzat for helping him prepare during his fight against Brendan Allen, highlighting the respect and connection they share outside the cage. Despite the emotional conflict, Imavov made it clear that he believes his time has come. He said he knows that he is next in line and feels he has done enough to earn the opportunity. He added that discussions have already taken place with the UFC, and they informed his team that they were looking to make the fight happen in February. While the matchup may be difficult on a personal level, Imavov understands the realities of the sport. Business, rankings, and timing do not always align with emotions, and even fights between brothers sometimes become unavoidable at the highest level. Moving on to another news, Du Plessis has finally broken his silence regarding his UFC return after months away from the spotlight. Back in August, Du Plessis lost the middleweight title to Khamzat in what many fans viewed as a dominant performance. Since that defeat, updates on his recovery and future had been limited, leaving plenty of speculation about when he might step back into the cage. That changed recently when Du Plessis appeared on the Fight Forecast YouTube channel. During the discussion, he opened up about his health, the state of the middleweight division, and his plans moving forward. He made it clear that he has been recovering and closely watching how the division has played out since losing the belt. Du Plessis pointed specifically to the bout between Nassourdine Imavov and Belal, suggesting that the way the fight unfolded disrupted the division rather than clarifying it. In his view, that matchup failed to produce a clear and convincing contender, even though Imavov emerged with the win. While he gave credit to Imavov for doing what was necessary to secure the victory, Du Plessis did not believe the performance stood out as title-worthy. According to Du Plessis, the most logical next step is Imavov receiving a title shot. However, he was candid about the potential outcome, stating that he believes Khamzat would win that fight. He explained that the division has become messy, with no fighter putting together a consistent run of strong performances. In his opinion, contenders often follow two impressive fights with a disappointing one, which makes it difficult to clearly identify who deserves the next opportunity. He emphasized that this inconsistency is the biggest issue facing the middleweight division right now. With fighters constantly trading wins and losses, the title picture lacks stability and momentum. That uncertainty, he believes, has slowed down the process of establishing a dominant challenger. When asked about his own return, Du Plessis shared encouraging news. He confirmed that he has spoken with the UFC and is targeting a comeback in the first quarter of next year. While January and February may be too soon, he said late March or early April would be ideal. Du Plessis sounded confident and motivated, making it clear that his time away has only sharpened his focus. As the division continues to shift, his return could play a major role in restoring clarity to the middleweight title picture. Moving on to another news, the MMA community has gone off following a controversial moment involving Bryce Mitchell and Ilya. The situation stems from recent drama surrounding Ilya and his personal life, which quickly spilled into the public eye and ignited intense reactions across social media. Earlier this week, Ilya announced that he would be stepping away from competition to focus on a divorce. Along with that announcement, he claimed that he was being extorted and accused of domestic abuse. Ilya firmly denied those allegations and stated that he needed time away from fighting to deal with the situation. While many fans urged patience and restraint, the news took a sharp turn when Bryce Mitchell decided to weigh in public. Former rival Bryce Mitchell posted a video on Instagram in which he harshly attacked Ilya, calling him a wife-beater and making deeply personal accusations. Bryce referenced their past fight, recalling how Ilya mocked him afterward by wearing overalls and making jokes about Bryce running a farm. Bryce claimed that moment stuck with him and said he now had something to say in return, using crude language and inflammatory remarks. In the video, Bryce spoke about growing up without a father and said he would rather not have a dad at all than have one who beats on his mother. He went on to say that putting hands on a woman is something that would get someone killed where he comes from, emphasizing that there is nothing funny about it. Bryce continued by insulting Ilya, extending his anger to Ilya's brother, and claiming he would fight him as well. He also alleged that Ilya did not deserve to see his child, doubling down on accusations that have not been proven. The backlash was immediate. Many fans flooded the comments section to defend Ilya and criticize Bryce for making such serious claims without evidence. One fan said they asked Bryce whether he had any substantiated confirmation of domestic violence and claimed their comment was deleted. That fan pointed out that false allegations amount to slander and gossip, urging Bryce to be consistent with his Christian worldview. Other comments were even harsher toward Bryce. Some fans mocked his intelligence, saying he had no idea what was actually going on and accusing him of being driven by anger and bitterness. Others criticized the contradiction between Bryce calling himself a Christian while using excessive profanity and threats. Several fans suggested that Bryce was only setting himself up to be knocked out again, possibly by Ilya's brother. As the controversy continues to spread, the MMA community remains sharp sharply divided, with many calling for accountability, restraint, and facts before making accusations that can permanently damage lives and careers. Moving on to another news, Justin Gaethje has revealed what may be the most emotional update of his entire UFC career. It is becoming clear that the veteran lightweight believes he is standing at the final crossroads of his time in the octagon. In recent months, Gaethje has repeatedly stated that he has done enough to earn an undisputed title shot, and if that opportunity never came, retirement was a real option. Now, Gaethje has confirmed that his upcoming fight represents his last realistic chance. He is set to face Pimblett for the interim lightweight title, and he has made it clear that everything is on the line. If he wins, he expects to fight for the undisputed belt on the White House card. If he loses, he believes his UFC career is essentially over. Speaking candidly, Gaethje said he would be foolish to think this is the beginning of another run. He described the fight as his final opportunity to finish his career the way he wants. He explained that beating Patty for the interim title would earn him a showdown with Ilya, who he called the baddest man in the division and possibly one of the best fighters in the sport overall. For Gaethje, that path represents the perfect ending to a career built on chaos, violence, and heart. Gaethje admitted that the challenge ahead is massive. He said the goal is to be perfect for 25 minutes, something he knows is nearly impossible, but also something he believes he can achieve. Drawing from years of experience, wins, losses, and brutal battles, he said preparation will give him the confidence to trust his instincts and his body when the moment arrives. According to Gaethje, when he fights perfectly, opponents need luck to beat him. At 37 years old, the motivation driving him forward is clear. The undisputed UFC lightweight championship is the only thing left for him to accomplish. Gaethje has already captured interim gold by defeating Tony Ferguson and claimed the BMF title with his win over Dustin Poirier, but the undisputed belt has always eluded him. He also revealed that his training camp has become more intense than ever. Gaethje admitted to adding an extra workout on Mondays, pushing himself to 3 sessions in one day, and deliberately tearing his body down. Tuesdays are filled with sparring and sprints. Wednesdays include 2 demanding workouts, and Thursdays and Fridays feature single sessions at extremely high intensity. While this approach raises concern due to his age, Gaethje insists he is doing everything possible to be in the best shape of his life. For Justin Gaethje, this fight is not just another booking. It is a final stand, a last gamble, and potentially the closing chapter of one of the most thrilling careers the lightweight division has ever seen.